Hi there. I'm Dr. Randy Brown, owner of Comprehensive Academic Coaching Solutions, your go-to source for finding cutting-edge tips, techniques, and strategies available today to succeed in school and beyond. Today, I'd like to talk to you about preparing for college for special education students and how to successfully transition from high school to college. We'll look at factors to consider in the college search, how to gather the important information you'll need to have access to services in a timely manner, and the parents' role in helping children navigate the college process to decrease anxiety. But first, let me give you a little bit about my background. I retired in 2023 as a school psychologist in the state of New York after serving 33 years in public education. I've also served as a chairperson for several committees. For the Committee on Preschool Special Education very early in my career, the Committee on Special Education for Children 5 through 21, and the Section 504 chair for middle and high school students. I've taught at the college level as an adjunct professor, teaching undergrad and graduate courses and sharing my knowledge with those pursuing degrees in psychology, social work, and special education. In 2016, I completed training in school neuropsychology through Kids Inc., earning diplomat status for the American Board of School Neuropsychologists. Currently, I am an executive functioning and academic coach, as well as a parent trainer. Lastly, I'm now a business owner and empty nester. So let's get started. Now that you're looking at the college process, I think it's really important to consider two factors that you should look at to look for the right fit for you. The first of which is to know your personality. As a student, think about what you're like on the day-to-day. Would you be happier on a big university campus, or would you prefer a smaller setting? How attached are you to your family, and how far do you think you want to go away from home? And with changes occurring within the next 12 months, it's a good idea to recognize how you cope with change. Are you a go-with-the-flow type person, or are you someone who overthinks and worries? The second thing you should consider is to know yourself as a student. Do you need help keeping on track with assignments? Do you need a quiet place to study, or are you okay with background noise? What about your time management skills? Do you know how to plan for projects? And also, would it be helpful if you were able to have an adult work with you? Check to see what kind of supports are available on each campus you choose to apply to. In terms of concrete tasks, it would be a great idea to establish a timeline for all of the schools you're considering with specific tasks to complete all the way through so you don't become overwhelmed. It's an effective tool to use, and it'll help you keep track of due dates. I would list on this timeline application deadlines, knowing when essays need to be completed so you can plan to start those earlier, any FAFSA or student aid applications, and any other deadlines specific to certain schools. And with all of this said, know how you'll be applying to each school, whether it'll be through early action, early decision, or by rolling admission. These decisions will affect your deadlines and help you prioritize. So since I'm focusing on the college process for students who have individualized education plans, also known as IEPs, or Section 504 plans, I want to give you an idea of the necessary documents you'll need to obtain your accommodations. Here's my recommended list. The first thing you'll need is to make sure that your testing is current. That means you'll need an updated IQ and academic testing. So how do colleges define current? Well, in terms of the IQ testing, they'll usually request scores from the WAIS-5, which is the Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale, 5th edition, or another adult IQ assessment, one where you can't administer this test until 16 years of age. Even if a student is tested in their junior year when they're 16, the scores will be okay for the college process. They will not take scores from the WISC-5, which can be administered to students up to the age of 16. Academic testing should also be concurrent with the psychological. Now, testing like this can be expensive privately no matter where you are in the country, so my first suggestion would be to ask or even insist that the school district conduct the testing for you. Next, in the event your child has a diagnosis of ADHD, understand that this is a medical diagnosis, and in most cases, you'll need to get a medical doctor's prescription. This prescription can be written by your child's pediatrician, a psychiatrist, or a neurologist. The college will also need the most recent copy of the IEP or Section 504 plan. And as far as the SAT and ACT, know which schools require scores and know which ones are test optional. Now, a special note about contacting the disabilities offices for the schools your child's going to apply to. Here's what I'd suggest you do as for letting potential schools know your child has received services and or you're seeking the same. See, schools you're applying to don't have to know your child has a plan. You want to apply just like a student who doesn't, so there's no discrimination. I wouldn't disclose that your child has a plan to any of the schools during the application process. As your child starts to get interviews, I wouldn't disclose this at that time either, nor would I do so when your child starts to get accepted to these schools. The right time to share this information with the disabilities office is at the time of commitment, which is when your child picks the school that they're going to choose to attend. They are the only ones that have to know about the IEP or Section 504 plan. So ahead of time, if in the planning stages you want to know what services there are at each school, I'd call anonymously and ask general questions. You are under no obligation to tell them who you are. So, what kind of skills can students work on ahead of time to prepare for college? Well, they can work on their executive functioning and academic skills. These include working on how to manage their time and to achieve balance, how to organize themselves, any kind of study techniques tailored to their learning styles, and fostering independence with support. Students can also build resiliency. They can recognize signs of stress and anxiety. They can learn how to advocate for themselves, especially since in college they're going to have to do that. They're not going to be able to have you as parents calling the school and advocating on their behalf. They can learn where on campus the mental health services are, and they can learn how to have a balanced lifestyle. And what is part of that balanced lifestyle is to consider how many credits to take per semester. Kids can also learn independent living skills, such as knowing how to do laundry, balance a checkbook, learn basic cooking skills, and learn how to food shop. All of this is different from ordering from apps, which is so easy for college students to do. I think it's really important for kids to have these independent skills so that no matter what situation they find themselves in when they don't live at home, they'll be able to fend for themselves. Students can also brush up on technology. They can further develop their word processing skills. They can look at assistive technology as well as apps and devices. And lastly, they can look at online organizational tools. One I came across a couple of months ago was Miro.com. Now, let's change our focus to the parents. In terms of proactive steps to consider during the transition, let's look at what moms and dads and caregivers can do to help ease the transition. So the first thing is to have open communication with your kids. It should be encouraged, and it's important to let them know that you're there to listen to them and that you're there to help them through any of their challenges. You can do this by staying in contact and connected to your kids. Whether it's through phone calls or texts or video chats, check in on them. Don't assume that they're doing fine just because you don't get to see them every day. Next, you can encourage help-seeking behaviors. Encourage them to seek help if they're struggling with their mental health. Give them the information that they need in terms of hotlines and support groups or even therapy apps. Those are also very helpful and very convenient. Lastly, It's important to foster a supportive environment. Let your kids know that it's okay for them to express their feelings and that they should seek help when they need it. Encourage healthy coping mechanisms such as exercise, relaxation techniques, and hobbies that promote well-being. So before I close, I have some last-minute thoughts. Let your children know that if they struggle, it's okay that they ask for help. And that if for whatever reason they are not happy at the school that they chose and that they're sure it's the wrong fit, know that it's okay and that there are solutions. They can transfer to another college, come home and go to community college until they're either ready to move forward at school again or until they know where and what they want to do. And if either of these become an option, so be it. Realize that this is not a failure. It's not a bad thing to transfer if they feel that they don't have the right fit. Their mental health is what matters. Thank you for watching my presentation on preparing for college for special ed students today. I'm Dr. Randy Brown, owner of Comprehensive Academic Coaching Solutions at www.cacsnow.com. Feel free to contact me for any questions or if you'd like to schedule time to talk about your particular situation. Have a great day.